Human relationships, really quickly here. We're going to take something that's so complex and try to break it down into something really understandable. Why do nice guys finish last? Why is treating a woman so well and attending to her needs and whatever, why does that backfire and get you shit canned? Okay, it's because of this. No, it's not because of Diet Pepsi. It's because of a human being. This is a human being. Has two parts. It has a brain and it has everything else. The brain has evolved into a computer. It's a logical problem-solving device. From here down we have DNA. We have millions of years of looking for traits in people that will reproduce, that will make good partners, that will make solid other individuals, that if we mate with them will bear great offspring which will carry stronger genes and will survive and carry our species onward and upward. And that is the sole purpose of any species which has evolved, is to perpetuate itself, make itself better, and to live. That's our basic, most simple thing that we do. Live, survive, produce, perpetuate our species. So, we have our human being. Our human being is a thoughtful thing, and it listens to marketing, it listens to songs, it listens to movies, watches movies, television, and everything. And in those movies and TV, what happens? It's told that the way to a woman is to tend to their needs and pamper them and sing them songs and bring them flowers and candies and show up on their door and whenever they're needed, you know, be there all the time and do all these things. And what happens? So we become a nice guy, we become an expectant guy, we try to attend, we try to do too much. And I am guilty of this as anybody. I have blown many a relationship because of that. Because I listened to my brain. I listened to what I was taught, not pay attention to the DNA and pay attention to what women really are looking for. Women, now, and this is going to piss a lot of feminists off. I'm not saying women are stupid. I'm not saying they don't use their head. But they predominantly in relationships listen to their DNA, their genetics, their natural instincts for men. They don't think men. They emotionally allow themselves to be attracted to certain men. Well, the men with the most dominant traits are the men that they go after. Nice guys, they fail because they come across as weak. They come across as being female. Because an extra nice guy winds up being a feminine type of a person. They attend, they talk, they do all these things that in a woman's mind, if you read like a lot of online dating profiles, they will write that. I want somebody who will talk to me. I want somebody who will do all these XYZ. They want to do these things and you know, will be there for me and do all this stuff. And then when you put it into practice, it blows up in its face. Why? Because their brain wrote an online dating profile. Their brain thinks this is what I would like to have. But the problem is when it's personified, it's either a female because they get that compassionate, soft, they're their guy, and he comes across as weak, and their genetics go, ugh, I don't want that. That, oh my God, that's too much. He's, you know, they become stalkers. They become demanding. They become too much. I've done this myself. They have been over attentive. They have been there too much. They have been in a place where they try too hard. If you do that, you drive women away. I could write the book on that. I've done that all the time because I was raised by people that said, oh, no, you're not. You know, I was raised by an elderly couple, much like Clark Kent, I guess. I was found in a field, and these farmers raised me. But my parents were older people, and they were old school. They taught you that you got to do this. Oh no, you don't do these things. Don't ruffle feathers. Don't stand up. You know, whatever. And you wind up being weak. And you're trying to be nice, but you're being weak. And a woman's brain may see it as this guy's a great guy, but there's something inside of him that goes, you know, what's going on here? Just and you finally get pushed away and you get friend zoned or you know, or sent off into nice guy land, and you don't know what the hell happened because I was just doing everything you wanted me to do. You wanted all this stuff, but it doesn't work that way, and that's why the nice guy eats dog shit, and the arrogant alpha male cocky dude that you kind of go, what, why is she even, look at this guy puffing up, what the fuck, why does she want this dude? Her brain's kind of going, yeah, because you'll see a lot of women a lot of times will be like, oh, he's a jerk, he's whatever, and then they'll chase after him, and you're like, you just said he was an ass, this guy was an arrogant dick. What? But look at you! You're falling all over yourself over the guy, and that's what it is. It's a separation. It's this part that evolved as a brainstem, and it has all these components, and it evolved this nice mass around a lizard brain that does all this logical thinking and puts men on the moon and sends space shuttles up, and and creates an internet. And then there's this part here that trips over itself when it sees a flat stomach and broad shoulders, and that's where we're at. We're just we're a human, we're a creature that is evolving, but we have a lot of us that is still beholden to the old way of how we mate and how we perpetuate our own species. Nowadays, you don't need a big guy to pass on good genes. A smart person does just fine, because one cell phone call away and you're protected. You don't need to club somebody. You don't need to weather the harsh environment and be rugged and do all these things, but our genetics still tell us to do that. So when a woman is picking out her guy, which is funny because you'll get women who their genetics are telling them this is the perfect mating guy, and you look at him and go, yeah, but you're 45 years old and you've already had your kids and you've had the operation. You can't even have children. But you're still listening to your DNA going, he'd be a good provider. He'd be a good person to pass on genetics. And your brain should be telling you, well, yeah, but he's a fucking idiot. I need somebody that's smart that can make some money here and pay bills into the old age. But you're still dealing with the part that the chemistry, as they like to call it, or the intangibles. And that's where we're at. But that's kind of a very superficial, why do nice guys finish last? Why does the good guy eat dirt? Why don't women see me for being whatever? Why do they throw me to the curb? And that's why, because you're coming, it's not the niceness that they have a problem with, it's you're coming across as being weak. And even though you can prove that you're a good provider, it's the DNA, it's the primal things that we look for in a strong partner that you fail on, because they no matter what a woman says about equality and wanting somebody and what they're looking for, that's their brain saying that, and their thoughtfulness saying, wow, I want a guy that brings me flowers, I want a guy who does whatever. And the real attraction actually comes from the neck down, and there isn't anything you can do about that until you understand that we are a species that has evolutionary traits, that's where we mate from, and that's where we find people in our lives that we choose to gravitate to. And there you have it. In a nutshell, it's a vast science that I'm just picking up on, and I've learned a lot from it, and I changed a lot of myself, and trust me, it doesn't take many tweaks, and you notice a lot of results with it. But anyway, search the internet, there's all kinds of things. There's a man named Corey Wayne who is just an exceptional, he is to me the de facto standard of explaining this, and he explains it massively. I mean, he has a million videos and can point you in the right direction. But anyway, there you go. You wonder why that girl didn't like you, and but you were everything that she said she liked in a man, because she really didn't know what she liked in a man. She knew what her brain wanted, but that's, women say one thing, think one thing, and from here down they do another thing. And it's not their fault, it's just genetics. Men do the same thing. We look for traits in women for reproduction reasons that, but that's another story.